Today, we're diving into a really critical issue in India, one of the fastest digitizing countries on the planet. As technology just rockets forward, millions of its older citizens are in danger of being left behind. So, we're going to look at just how big this problem is and explore a pretty amazing solution designed to close that gap.
Let's just start with this one number, 86%. Let that sink in for a second. That's how many senior citizens in India don't have even basic digital skills. And this isn't just some statistic on a page. It's a locked door to modern life, to getting essential services, and even just connecting with family.
And this chart, wow, it just paints such a clear picture. Look at this breakdown of who's actually using the internet in India. Only a tiny, tiny slice, 7%, are 55 or older. That just visually slams home the sheer scale of who's being left out of the conversation.
So let's be clear about what we're really talking about here. This isn't just a simple technology gap. Nope, it's more like a giant widening chasm, and it comes with a very real, very human cost. We're talking about things like dignity, independence, and the basic ability to be a part of the world around you.
And this problem is getting bigger, fast. By 2030, it's projected that India will have 193 million senior citizens. Just try to wrap your head around that number. If we don't fix this digital divide, the scale of this exclusion could become a massive national crisis. We absolutely have to act, and we have to act now.
So what does this exclusion actually look like in day-to-day life? Well, during the pandemic, it meant being completely isolated. For older people in rural areas, it's a constant struggle. There's also a big gap between men and women. But at its core, it means you can't get to the basics: banking, government help, and even seeing a doctor.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. Aren't there already programs for this? And yeah, you're right, there are. But the thing is, a lot of them just aren't working. And the reason why is pretty simple. There's a huge mismatch between how we usually teach tech and how older adults actually need to learn.
This slide just lays it out perfectly. On one side, you've got your typical tech training. It's full of confusing jargon, complicated menus, and it moves at one speed for everybody. Then, on the other side, you have what older learners actually need: simple language, easy-to-use designs, and most of all, patient, personal help. It's like the two worlds aren't even speaking the same language. Which really brings us to the most important question of all. How do we flip this whole situation? How do we take something that's scary and intimidating and turn it into something that feels empowering and confident? How do we build a better bridge to the digital world? Well, the proposed answer might actually surprise you. It's called gamification. We're going to see how taking ideas from game design can totally change the learning experience, making it fun, rewarding, and way, way more effective.
Okay, so what in the world is gamification? It's not about getting grandma to play video games, not really. It's about taking the stuff that makes games so addictive, earning points, leveling up, a little friendly competition, and using those ideas for things that aren't games. It basically hacks into our brain's reward system and turns a chore, like learning, into a fun challenge you actually want to beat.
So here's how it actually works. First, you create these immersive environments, maybe with VR, where people can practice real-world tasks like making a digital payment without any risk. Second, you break down skills into tiny, bite-sized challenges, so you build confidence with every little win. Third, you get instant feedback, which keeps you motivated. And finally, and this is so important, it encourages social connection, turning what could be a lonely struggle into a team effort. But, a brilliant idea like gamification can't just exist in a vacuum. The what is awesome, but the where and the who are just as important. The place where the learning happens has to be completely rethought. And that's where this idea of community-powered learning comes in. It's the other half of the puzzle. I want you to just picture these community centers, designed from the ground up for this. They've got tech that makes sense, big screens, and everything is in the local language. The people helping aren't just IT guys, they're trained facilitators who know that patience and making a real connection is key. And maybe the best part? They're intergenerational spaces, tapping into India's amazing family bonds by inviting grandkids to come help their grandparents. It's about building trust, just as much as it's about building skills. And look at what they're learning. This isn't just abstract tech stuff. It's a real toolkit for living in the modern world. We're talking about the essentials: how to use a smartphone safely, how to make digital payments so you can stay financially independent, how to use telemedicine to stay healthy, and of course, how to use social media to see pictures of your grandkids. These are literally pathways back to independence. So when you put all of this together, what's the actual real-world impact? Well, when we successfully build this bridge to tomorrow, the benefits just ripple out everywhere, changing people's health, their happiness, and even how their brains work.
First off, health gets better, plain and simple. When someone becomes digitally literate, they can get on a video call with a doctor or use apps to manage their health. It gives them so much more control over their own care.
Then you've got the huge impact on just well-being. Study after study has shown this. When older adults start using the internet, they become more socially involved, and it directly fights that terrible loneliness and isolation that can be so damaging.
And here's something that's just fascinating. The brain benefits. Those gamified exercises, they're not just for fun. They're actually designed to keep the mind sharp, helping with things like attention, memory, and spatial awareness. It's basically a workout for your brain.
And this is about economic empowerment, too. When you give seniors modern digital skills, you're making it possible for them to keep working longer if they want to, letting them stay productive and financially independent. And the best part is, this isn't just a fantasy. There's a clear, practical roadmap to make it happen. You start with small pilot programs in different areas to get it right, then you scale up, customizing everything for local languages, and finally, you make sure it lasts by creating peer mentor groups and ongoing support. It's a totally achievable vision.
I just want to leave you with this idea, which I think says it all. Technology should not create barriers. It should break them. This whole project is built on that simple truth. When we empower our older generation with digital literacy, we're not just teaching them how to use a phone. We're reconnecting them to everything that matters, their families, their communities, and their own independence. We're making sure that no one gets left on the wrong side of the future.